very, very different team between then and now. They did lose 250 to 145. They came out incredibly flat. We'll have to see what they can do as they start off on the favorite side of the map.
Well, it's a team that plays extremely close until that third rotation, the second rotation, maybe even something to worry about. So seeing if they can fix their mistakes as Andersen looking to do the same. They start off with a good chunk of time to open up this game, but Offutt are able to fight back, and already Appa looking to put some pressure towards these spawns. A couple more players to deal with. You're not going to get that read early on. OC able to stay alive, but can they get the rest of these players? Well, Mike there to help out. You still got to worry about Flux, but he's going to back down.
Yeah, I mean, Andersen, you really got to tip your cap to OC, just playing that back staircase as best as he possibly could. Spawn out's still going to be happening, though. OC aware of it. Might just catch the secondary of Splurging a little bit late to try to get his gunny up there, but we'll get that kill. So top plat will be maintained by Splurging, but P2 rotation held by Andersen.
I'll see if Andersen can soak up some of this hill time, get maybe a good chunk of time off this P2, but Flux without the trophies. They line up for the double kill. RJ's going to have a little bit of support from OC. Is it going to be enough? It looks like it is, at least to get somebody there. It's Wick now trying to support from the outside. RJ gets picked by Wazd. Wick in a little bit of trouble, tagged up, now 6 feet under as Offutt put together the break.
Yep, sure will. Look at anchoring in towards the back. Might be a little bit late towards this gunfight, but RJ needs to be prepared for it. Oh, he's taking the wrong gunfight. Yeah, that just means that Splurging's going to be ready to be able to take him down. Big Mike's still in towards the back, so he's going to try to give a shake for this back 20 seconds. Waz takes the chow, and that's actually perfectly timed because now he's going to spawn all the way out. I know that the scoreline might suggest otherwise, but it's early days, Kyle. Look at the setup for Offutt on the west side of the minimap.
And Waz did start this game 0-4. He managed to put 5 in a row there. That's a shutdown, not just in the scrap time to keep this lead, but also taking that streak away from him, potential to get that early Hellstorm. Slow start from Wick and RJ, looking to see if they can turn it around going into these next 2 hills to keep this lead for Andersen as the trades go back and forth. You see those blue arrows surging forward to see if you can flip these spawns out, which so far they have been unsuccessful to do. But Wick, he chooses a corner, and he's going to post up and wait.
So a lot of time to soak up here on P3, and as you were pointing out there, Wick's still playing in that same exact corner, but try as he might, he needs to almost get activated. Splurging will see him cross, should pepper up more than enough. Big Mike will clean up 2 in towards the back. Flux will find that trade. Spawns will actually start to occur all the way out. This is getting wayward. North to south spawns on the east side of the mini-map. Hardpoint was not held by either of the 2 teams. Not really anchoring on either side of the map. That forces the game to go into a certain flux. And no, I'm not talking about the player at 8 and 6 right now. OC is underneath Art. Knows that he needs to play his timing correctly versus Waz up top while his teammates assault over by P4.
Ooh, Waz a little bit smarter than that, but the nade up top from OC is going to assist in the kill. So you have Art control, not able to play your life though, so the spawn's still there for Offutt to reinforce. What a bank from Flux, smallest corner of the doorway. And he's going to find his 9th kill, 3 in a row. Offutt, they have the setup. And Andersen now in the hot seat to see if they can put together a break from the front line. Appa still assisting in these kills. Another double kill. Flux inside wins his 4 down again.
Yep. Even when you had RJ, he found a timing towards the backside of Palm. I think it was OC that was starting to poke and prod his way over towards gold. Had players behind enemy lines, did Andersen, but Offutt just completely snuffed it out. Andersen now spawning to the backside of gold. They will get the complimentary back 10 seconds, and that'll just mean that the game is just even. Again, you go back towards P2. Should have been a little bit easier of a hold for Offutt off of that initial break. They never really anchored out of the spawns. I don't know what the heck that hip fire was, but we're here for that. Offutt should very much so be leading this game through and through, but Andersen are fighting diligently through it all. Like 24 kills between Mike and OC.
Yeah, I think that you're looking at this one and considering you're being outslayed for the most part, it's the same conversation we have with other teams who are falling behind. The fact that this is a tie game, you take that. You take that all day of the week. Mike, nice shots, shutting down the flank from Splurging. It's going to get Andersen back into this hard point. Short little lead for themselves, but Offutt definitely not feeling the pressure as they do have those spawns over towards P2. Flux is going to back down, see if he can pick up some of these rotational kills. At least able to find the one. Splurging waiting for the regen as they're trying to catch OC as well. He's going to make himself known. You look to stay alive for Flux to get this flank. They take OC down. They get those spawns.
Waz is going to be spawning up in towards the back. Someone's going to be late to be assisting over by this palm tree head glitch where Wick is just layering down bullets, but player taking that fight is Oppa. He's 13-9, but that's going to be a careful gunfight. Make sure you keep the point man alive. OC gets up towards the top side of Catwalk, gets a really good crossfire for this. Now, Offutt still have towards the spawns, but Andersen are holding from the front.
RJ's going to find the break, splurging back in. Nice slide. Trying to assist in the fights towards the back line, and Andersen not able to get that break back right away. So small lead for you to have a little bit of reprieve, not to panic just yet, but you're losing those gunfights with 37 seconds. You want to hit this again. You have to spawn in the back, but you need to make it quick. In the back line, it's OC trying to do some real damage towards the setup. Flux in the 1v1. Waz up top front to help him out. Flux does end up going down, but it doesn't break the hill just yet for Offutt.
Oppa in his bag right now. He's on 4 in a row, 18-10. We have not seen a map 1 out of this young man, just like of this caliber, all tournament long. He's a map 4 demon. That's how we kind of coined it. But again, this game is just mere inches away. These slays that are coming through almost seem meaningless. I mean, Oppa's on a 5 spree. A Hellstorm missile would be influential, and he's gonna get bumped from the hard point, but whatever close he is towards that score streak, we'll be able to see if he gets that Hellstorm missile in a moment's time. Andersen, though, they're going to have top gold. Got a nice cross here for OC. Again, top 250 gang. He's going to be looking for the timing to pinch.
The player that you look at to really helm this setup for Andersen. Yeah, Oppa is so close to getting that Hellstorm. One more kill surely would do it. Oh, what a shot. Disgusting. He's got laser beams packed into that aims, and maybe the Jackal as well. You get that Hellstorm. Offutt up to a 13-second lead as they're getting small times at P3. Andersen over towards Art, looking to lock down these P4 spawns. Waz. This is a big gunfight. He's going to get it. He wins it for the P4 setup.
Yeah, but the timing wasn't great off of that fantastic play out of Oppa. He's going to die late on the rotation. Big Mike spawned in on the backside of Platt, so the crossfire was still set up over across the P3 lane. A lot of time going up over towards the game clock. 140 to 141. P4 will now pop. There's no gold control. Oppa's late to rotate through P3. Waz is just going to start killing his teammates because he doesn't need them, I guess. And now you got players running all over on top of each other. Yeah, Oppa's going to turn around, take down Wick. It's just carnage, and someone needs to cue the Benny Hill music in the audio right now because that was just weird.
I really don't know what to expect now. Waz, he's going to get caught there. OC with the read. Andersen managed to flip things out. Still a tie game. 28 seconds off it. They want to take another shot at this one. Fortunately enough for Andersen, they don't have to worry about the Hellstorm on this hill. Splurging all turnaround. Still walks away with a kill into Mike. 2 down for Andersen in the setup. As you're looking for the break, if you're splurging, you're going to find the break. And even the turn on for Wick to back him down. 14 HP. Repositions. Gets the trade. And he is going to keep this a tie game. Minimal lead for Andersen going into the third set.
Fifth player there for Waz is going to be able to come through, get that final trade there, 168 to 161. The lead is marginal. 48 kills between OC and Big Mike. Just a cool 45 engagements as a whole for OC. He is just trying to be about as everywhere as he could possibly be. Big gunfights up top. Waz now up to 3 in a row. He's looking to get towards the backside of Bathhouse. Andersen spawning over by back Platt. They force Wick to spawn all the way back over by P4. And again, every single kill gets snuffed out. Andersen holds the line, and they'll be on the better side, plus accrue more time.
The Andersen are actually sneaking away with a lot of these moments, even though Offutt do look like the better team in the slaying. They just haven't really been able to translate that around the objective. Wick smart to back down, see if he can wait for some assistance. OC right there, gets it back into the hard point. Spawns all over the place for Offutt right now as you have Oppa trying his best to stay alive over towards P2. He's going to get overwhelmed. Andersen into the initial.
Watch this crossfire that RJ is going to be setting up. Oh, what a read out of Splurging. That's a clean one, but he's only half HP. Here comes the push around the front. Again, Hellstorm missiles still in the back pocket of Oppa if he wants to use it. They might not need it, though. The break comes through. Last player is OC, and he does well to actually find himself a lot of damage. Sets Wick up 4-1, so the contest might come through. There's still 40 left.
Because you're rushing in towards that hard point, these ARs, they're doing so much damage to those players walking through that doorway. Wick teed up for the kill and the break. Still leaving this at about a 20-point game, give or take. Andersen trying their best to hold this lead, but Offutt, they're able to bounce back and get their setup.
Yep, sure will. Back 20 seconds going to eclipse them over 200 points. Andersen are going to have to feel content with that. Waz needs to get traded. RJ aware of it. There it goes. Going to be able to find it very narrowly so. And they also pick up splurging over towards the B lane. So this is a really good setup. Forward progress is being gained here for Andersen, but a little bit late towards the mid-cross. And that means that catwalk is open for a little bit of a route.
You might think to invest that Hellstorm maybe on this hill. It's the only one that's going to be open until you go to that third set of rotations. But, you know, maybe you hold it for that P1 if it does go there. And with the game that this has been flowing, the rhythm does seem to lead back to that third set. OC, lovely shots for the double kill. He's found himself 4 in a row. And Wick's going to hop the time.
And those heads are rolling. Waz, I think he got scouted out on the back statue cross. He's still going to find 1 kill. What's that do for the spawns? Watch the spawns. Andersen all spawning to the backside, up P2, the bathhouse, the long con play. Waz 4 in a row. He breaks the spawns. Offutt, there's not enough time to close it out here, but Andersen, they got to get the Jets on.
Yeah, everything's turning around right now as you won't lose this game, but you're trying to get the break over towards P4, and it looks like RJ's going to get there, or it seemed like RJ was going to get there. Good shots coming out from player number 6 in splurging. 2 down on that rotation. Only 15 seconds.
They can hold. If they win this first wave of gunfights, they'll win the entire game. Everybody's kind of piling up on the front side of gold. They're hoping to break off the contact for Wick, but the Hellstorm missile's looking to call game.
So smart, forces them inside. It's actually going to find all 3. Appa calls game with the Hellstorm, and nobody's going to be able to get there. Offutt tried and tested, but not down in the vault. A big map one to open up this series and lead in the best of 5. What a showing from Appa. I mean, talk about a player who you like to see turn up in game 1.
Yeah, that guy frame 1 spawned in, had himself a 2-for-2 start, and then just never turned back. He pulled out a subby, and he just started running. That was crazy. I mean, look, when it comes down to Appa, I don't know if this is the reason why he goes for this name, but it is, to me, a Sky Bison. And they're very, very fast. They're huge. They're monstrous. And they have a really loud roar. And I imagine that's exactly how Appa felt after that game. Find that first blood, back all the way up, don't overextend, or what we call in the biz, just don't scam.
Yeah, don't sell. Opening round, first one's going to be Offutt on the attack. Andersen, they get to try their hand at opening things up with a defensive round, but they're going to go for the hard read through mid. They gave up B completely.
Yeah, they sure do. Should allow the plant to come through. And it's going to be planted for that Lambo side, just to be able to play a little bit of a timing. But Splurging still gets blooded. That means that the bomb is delayed to get hit. That's a great nade.
Nobody through the middle of the map, so lots of positioning from Andersen to start this retake. You're going to get a late flank coming through from player number 4 in Waz. So if you're not going to be watching for this, it can do so much damage. Flux, he's going to buy some time. Waz just goes all the way back. It's a full around the world to just reinforce alongside your teammate. Good shots there alongside it. The team shots get a second one. Waz goes down. Flux now in a 1-versus-1 with 18 seconds. He is finessing, but he doesn't have the read. And Big Mike finds himself a clutch.
Yeah, has ample time to be able to get this defuse. Finds the last kill required, and you know, that's the one thing about a B plant. If once you lose that one player and you're forced into a trade game there at the end, so long as you get the first initial 50-50 right and you can play for that immediate trade, you could just win out by numbers. And you know, Big Mike being able to get that full-on wrap around the rock, I guess at that point, once you do get to the 1v1, it's a good old game of ring around the rosy. Sometimes, you know, we've been there for like musical chairs. I don't know, Colin. You seem like you didn't have that type of childhood to me. But hey, Andersen gonna end up being able to win that round number 1, man. And that's a big start for them considering what happened in that first map.
Dude, we had Octopus out in the playground. We played Parachute in gym class. We had musical chairs. We had it all.
This man was ready with the list to defend himself. He's got receipts.
I'm not that young. But for these players here, it's a good start from Andersen. You thought for a second that they had the read there for Flux in the 1-versus-1, but that's a big round to bounce back off of that lost map 1 as the attackers now for Andersen. They actually have a free sight over towards A if they do want to. It's just they have no information to make it happen. They wait a little bit too long, and the flanking play from Offutt draws first blood.
Yep. They might just take that as an opportunity just to show the way on the backside of Lambo. I don't think that they have a single Scooby-Doo here, but that they're all just trapped inside top secret. I mean, maybe Appa has some senses that they are trapped here. He saw a nade to start off the round, but nothing else for the past 20 seconds. Here comes the XQ forward. Yeah, Appa conceded the space, and he still dies for it.
3 versus 3. Splurging going to get caught on the rotation there. OC brings things back for the numbers. Was doing his best to at least draw out some of this time. And now you have to think about that bomb plant. Wick's going to bring it into 2 versus 1. And there should be a chance for Andersen to go up 2-0 in this series. Bomb planted for Wick. He's going to back right up to get the information onto where Flux is coming from. And both of these players now, all they need to do is stick side by side and trade it out.
They're kind of isolating themselves, though, here, Colin. So RJ playing over towards the corner. He's playing the wide angle to be able to play out the peak. The sun comes through. RJ, he's going to get the kill, but that's only because it wasn't checked. If you can tell by the canter in my voice, I don't know why it wasn't.
Even though shots were off, if he did check that, you are getting smoked. If Flux hit that first shot, I think he half checked it in the swivel, didn't full clear it, and just how deep that corner is, which is a very deep corner. You just don't get the full clear there if you're Flux. 2 clutch scenarios for Flux. The 1v1 doesn't go your way. The 1v2 doesn't go your way. I don't know what else to say other than Offutt just need to stop putting him in 1vx scenarios.
Yep. Just try to stack up together, play for the trades. Everybody try to play in a tradable position. You just 4-man hit something. They're going to be splitting the upper hallways once again. Kind of relying on this splurging Flux push to come up with something, but it's Big Mike for 2. The wall bangs are late, but Waz still walks away with at least a trade.
Yeah, it's still a good wall bang, to say the least. And the fact that you get away with that kill for free makes it manageable. A whole minute on the clock for you to rotate this bomb, figure out a plant, and see if you can solidify some kind of a comeback between Appa and Waz. They had a bang in map 1. Let's see if they can put a round on the board for Offutt.
Yep. Gonna be putting themselves in the best possible situation to do it.
Was spotted
over here by the A bomb. Semtex late. It tags both of them, but they're still gonna get the setup here.
The corners in. I mean, it was just too late to get that set up. The fact that you set that up for Andersen with the read over towards B, I'm not sure who was watching through the key door, but they did see the crossover towards the bomb site, Andy. And I think for Andersen, and the one thing that we look at for teams is they're playing so dang proactive in these scenarios. I mean, they actually look very put together in the search and destroy.
Yeah, no, they really do. This is quite the stark difference of what I was almost expecting to have happen here. They are quite literally finding a lot of good early damage by way of team fire. And then as we were talking about, the one thing that we need Offutt to do that Andersen are doing quite well, putting themselves in tradable positions. I mean, once a kill comes through, it almost feels like the secondary assistance is right there for Andersen just to follow up with more damage. So I have to see if there's any sort of resilience to be had here for Offutt. Another offense for Andersen is going to be a head bash over towards B.
The bang out up B, we've yet to get tested for this one. Splurging, gonna slide on down. Nice first blood, traded by RJ, but the rest of the team not too far away, and that's gonna be a cooked up nade. No trophy, but it doesn't hit. And Appa's going for a full flank. If I'm the rest of Offutt, you just have to play your timings right now. Let Appa hit this one.
Yeah, Flux knows the trophy's down too. He's able to see some toesies. I don't think he wanted to throw the nade as early as he did, but he kind of got spooked by the peak.
You're wrangling right now. And it's Appa. He is the one to put this one home. If you do get here in time, everything's going to work out on the rotation. He gets 2, blows it all up, sets up Offutt for a potential first round on the board.
Yep, sure does. Don't scam. Flux Wassett going to stack up together, play on the upper side of the lobby, and allows an opportunity for Mike, who's on 4 in a row. Find a timing top secret to plant the bomb here at A. And it's planted for either side. The peak's going to be over at B, but bomb being planted over at A. Big Mike's going to play for a timing on the well side.
I mean, I like this. If there's anything that's going to give you a chance for a win, it's going to be a position like this. Just so obscure. So unreadable. And again, like we saw before from Flux, this is a corner that you might not fully clear. Does he make the same mistake twice? Here's the drop down. He's going to see both of them. No shots. The discipline. The first blood not going to be there for the 1 versus 2. He had the opportunity, Andy. Just the shots don't hit.
For sure, Wassett started shooting his body there at the end as well. Just making sure this game, like, Flux was probably calming. Hey, last time I was here in the clutch, I had a player that was laying on top of the hedge. But this time around, Big Mike, very different player than what was in that position last time, is actually laying prone around in he did have the surprise. He had the opening few shots, but was just absolutely just... I mean, he kind of pooped on him. I'm not going to lie. He did do that. 1v2, though, is simply not going to be Offutt. Going to finally put themselves up on the board. Just phenomenal trades. Able to finally enact some numbers. And that all came through just off the head bash. Sporging able to go 1-for-1 just kept things honest with Andersen's assault on the B-bomb.
Now you're going to have to see if you can find a second one. You don't want to go down 4-1 after putting that one away safely. First Blood's going to help you out. RJ, I didn't even know what he was doing there. He was all turned around.
Going to allow for another numbers advantage here for Offutt in the post plant here at A. They're mostly titled up top secret. That's what it's planted for Flux to be in the clutch.
Everybody's going to be re-clearing out their patio. Andersen working this SEAL Team 6 like. Full team, no isolations. See what you can catch. Oppa for the initial contact. He's going to play his life. Backs down, keeps the numbers in favor of Offutt with the time dwindling down. That's going to be the big issue. Not to mention Splurging's flank is going to pay off in dividends. 14 seconds for the 1v4. Yeah, nice try.
Yeah, it's such a random route that Splurging took, but it still benefited nonetheless. Just to blindly clear all of the backside of Office, playing off the time and the communication his teams ended up having. Offutt really starting to come alive here after the round number 3. There was 3 in a row for Andersen to start this this entire map number 2. Offutt have found a different gear. They are starting to set some pace, starting to find some good utility off of Rip, and to be honest, just their blind reads and counters realistically just been on point. Splurging was behind 5, spree 3 in a row here for Splurging. See if it can amount to anything. Andersen back over towards the offensive side of the bomb. They head bashed over towards B. The late hit over towards A. Got met with a Splurging opening of the first play. He'll be here to meet it again, but Andersen want no part of it. The hard read does not pay off. A-bomb is vacated.
See if they can read this one, get this bomb planted. Another first blood for Appa. He stays alive too, so numbers off the retake. They can give this plant up.
Now you got numbers just for fall on the retake. Clear all of U-turn. Your biggest problem is going to be Big Mike. He's trying to take a route, but he thinks twice of it. They're all just trapped around the bomb.
You're just going to barrel right out here. You need something big from RJ in the corner.
Oh,
he's going to spot that first contact. Wash shoulders it, backs down. It is flawless in the positioning and the play style. You are running circles around Andersen now. After losing 3 in a row, you put 3 in a row for yourself. Tie things up on Hacienda, and we got ourselves a game.
That's a nasty shoulder to be thrown right there. He peeks left there with the shoulder. Shots get thrown out to the right. Doesn't even connect with him. He backslides Omni movements on his little scoot and boot. Turns around and just gets the kill as well. That's crazy, man. I mean, Big Mike did well to at least find one, but in that moment, with so little time to clear everything and just wanting to put yourself in a winnable situation in a 2v4, there's no space provided. There was no ability for Big Mike, at least in his eyes, to be able to take that route top lobby to be able to then get towards top secret. That's where the bomb was planning for. And if you could find success in the timing of that, maybe we would have a different conversation. But the one we're having is a 6-3 loss on 4 straight.
Lost in full takeover mode. Flux draws the first blood this time. That's now looking to lead them into their 4th in a row. Flux is going to be on the hunt, and Wick trying to hide his best. He is not going to be in a good position. Flux is just winning every timing that he could ask for. RJ, it's your turn to see what you can do in a 1vx scenario.
Throughout the entirety of the tournament, Wasp has been the highlight player. Flux is always there for the close second. He's Mr. Consistent, constantly dropping above a 1.05 KD. He's now up to 4 in a row. RJ in the 1v3. Too many corners to clear. Gonna get the Donatello slide right in front of him. Flux gonna be able to not get that kill because he got absolutely slammed off of the Donatello slide. But see it from Appa's POV. But I'm telling you, man, 4 rounds straight, these guys are starting to cook. And even though the hard reads aren't coming through, it's the transitions through the gunfights. What they're taking control of very, very quickly. Andersen feel like that they're playing them like a fiddle, and they think that they have so much space to be provided for them. They couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah, Offutt are throwing a lot of different wrenches into the play. Just passive defensive attempts to the first blood from Appa, a couple rounds in a row. Flux just picking up and just full steam ahead, blowing out that opening setup for Andersen in the last round. Andersen, they need a first blood. They need anything to go their way up these opening breakoffs, and they just haven't been able to find it just yet. Another first blood from Arrow. Appa, OC's gonna get there.
Hello?
Doesn't finish a shot. No, no, please. OC runs away. Has a second go at it, but it's a 1 versus 4. Like, come on. They know where OC is. It's only a matter of time.
By 9 spree for Offutt. Make that 10 unanswered kills for Offutt. Andersen getting absolutely smacked around. They won the first 3. That is 5 consecutive rounds. This guy, Flux, he's just in a different world right now, man. Finding a lot of good early engagements and timings off of all of that. Andersen, ever since those first 3 rounds, like the first 2 came through from Offutt, and they're like, okay, let's go back to something that worked. They go back over towards that head bash over by B. The timing doesn't work out. And now they're like almost second guessing themselves. Hesitation. Where's the second player for any of those trades? Non-existent whatsoever. It is combined 10 for Offutt. 5 on Flux, 4 on Appa, now on map point.
When splurging, he's just sitting there kicking his feet up. And, you know, you think about that one win that he had earlier on. Well, he's done his part. The Vibe Squad. Population splurging. As he is representing the Gooners back home. As he told us yesterday. 5-3 up for Offutt. See if they can go up 2-0 in this series. Opening up that A site for the plant. RJ, he wants so desperately to go, but he just needs to wait.
Bomb being planted is going to start that clock down. Still all 8 players alive inside the server. Splurging's playing the corner. I think he's bottom secret.
Yeah,
he's going to hear that door open.
He turns right around. Trade for OC. 3 versus 3. RJ in trouble. Still slides out. He's looking for the timing. Oppa's not going to be watching this one. And how does that work? 2 versus 2. All the way broken down. Andersen, stay alive. I can't believe RJ actually managed that.
Oh, man. I mean, what a story it would have been, right? Off of the almost potential full sale that happened just on stream a few moments ago to what could have potentially been for those 6 rounds in a row. But, yeah, RJ staying alive. OC finding good timing to at least get the last player trying to find reprieve. Andersen starting to piece things together, maybe. This side of the bomb, though, has yet to be determined. B head bash didn't work. Delayed hit through the upper hallways. Got 3. Killed off immediately. Offutt defensively. You're going to kind of standardize this rollout. Andersen are just going to try to meet them through the mid.
It's a hard read over towards B as well. Wasp opens up with the first blood. Immediately traded by OC. The read, though, through the second door. Flux's double kill puts OC again in a clutch scenario. He's got to go 5 in a row if you want to see around 11. And it's against 2 very difficult opponents. Appa and Flux. We're both going to choose a corner and watch this bomb.
As long as Flux is alive, 10 and forward, you know, he's going to have to do a lot of work here. Not to mention, as you already said, bomb being pancaked right beneath the stomach of Flux. Hear the suspenseful Jaws music. Here we go.
A shark in the water. Both laying down at the timing. Flux is going to get caught there. You see Appa, the shots for OC. Has the raid, but doesn't hit anything more. Appa hits the road.
It doesn't wait for the regen either. He doesn't give him the opportunity. He needs to collect the bomb. Appa gives it to him. Smarter the player, the 2 calls. Bomb's going to get planted here. It's 1v1 for the post.
It's planted for Office, too. So this is great for OC if he wants to play off-site, but he's not going to choose that. Instead, picking a corner and waiting. AR versus AR. Not an easy slide, shell, but Appa, he's been here before, and he's done that just around previous. He's got the Jackal now, but he's got the information. He's actually shot him. Going back into this one, Appa, I don't know why you reach out that, but if you're Andersen, you are happy to go around 11. That's a big 1v2.
Yeah, that was an interesting turnaround there. I mean, OC gives him the red dot, right? But then he just kind of backs up, plays the head glitch. He had the stun there. It connects onto Appa, thus slowing his movement. And Appa would have gotten the right read. I mean, if he clears all the way through Office on top of that red dot, it probably would have been a full-on chase, potentially. That would have been the only other play, because that's where the bomb would have been planted for. Still time ticking all the way down. Andersen keeping themselves alive, forcing out the round 11.
Okay, so Andersen, can they steal this one away? Appa's got the Hellstorm. We saw what happened back at the end of that vault, as it was very fruitful. Opening break off towards the top halls. Everybody put together. Seemed like they were going to go for a fast hit towards B, but they back right down. They haven't seen anybody. RJ gets the shoulder information. Does not want to take that fight.
Far down low? No, it's all the way up top. Get information just onto Big Mike. He's the bomb carrier, though, with this AR, and he wants to clear secret. The problem is the rest of his team are still locked inside of the foyer. We're just sub 60 seconds, and Andersen are just starting to clear the map.
Fortunately enough, there's no presence in the halls, so you are going to have an approach over towards B. It's just, can you win the gunfights through the doorways? Everybody's going to barrel on through, splurging in flux on either side. It's a 2-for-1 trade. B site's open for plant.
Gonna go down, retake. Gonna be majority is through
Hellstorm.
The opposite side. Appa, Hellstorm missile reveals everybody's position, lands on 2, leaves Wick alive. 1v2. Good luck, bud.
He's going to go for the plant right away. This is such a good call. The timing's going to work off, at least give you a chance in the 1v2. And hey, OC, he was here. He just did this. Now, can you do it again? Pick a line of sight, pick a chance, and oh, I actually rate this so much. He's going all the way around back into P2, but he's not going for the full wrap. He's just going to sit there, wait, and repeal back into it. It's a tough fight to take at a distance. Waz going to be happy enough to chow that. Offutt for the round 11. Appa's Hellstorm calls game yet again in back-to-back maps. Look at him stand up. He knows what he just did.
That's I believe that's Waz that's closest to us standing up there with the bandana man. But regardless, yeah, fantastic map, fantastic series being played out of Appa. Waz will get this last kill for kill number 11. He just rips him. First shoulder being thrown. Wick feels like he needs to take the chop because, yeah, he did. First shot was a headshot, to be fair, but still gun nonetheless. Combined 21 in 12 out of Flux and Waz. Flugs had so many clutch moments there in those 5 rounds straight.
We do. Just a couple of things that Andersen needs to fix if they want to get to that map number 4. We cannot forget that this is a team that has yet to win a series inside of the Worlds, so this would be a monumental comeback for them to take down Offutt. And for Offutt, just yesterday, we saw them go to Game 5 versus Cannon. We expect this team to bring some greatness. And so far, the break off towards this Hacienda control. It's a hit over towards A. 3 players stacking the zone. Second segment already captured, and nobody's contesting it.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to get there in time either. Okay. 2 minutes, just like that, off the opening rip. Sporging's the only one to stay alive after that opening salvo, and it's just a 3-life lead to speak of. And they know that Sporging's still lurking on the bottom side of Office. RJ, he's going to find his nameplate. He'll get that kill, so completely reset, just minus the progress Offitter finding over by the garden.
Another set of kills here for Waz. It's only a 2-life deficit. We saw breakoffs like this just earlier inside of our stream. Still, Kadena managed to hold that B zone back on Vault. Andersen, they got to dig deep for this one. As you can see, everybody's going to go for the overextension through mid. Appa, he's got the information. The read is there. They turn around. They take those kills. Now over towards B. The 2 players are going to set up.
Oh, nice shots. Centering from Appa has been pristine. 6-1. Again, this guy has been lasering all of Andersen Air Force Base the entirety of this best of 5. Still got those back spawns. RJ trying to move forward. He's down to his pistol, just trying to do it all as a one-man army, but he just simply cannot do it alone. The space was provided for Mike to be able to encroach forward to get over towards this zone to finally stop it in its tracks until that segment is fallen.
Might not be the hero, but he is the general that leads that break back in towards B. They stop that second segment. And still some more to worry about. Splurging has found his way towards the offices. Big Mike, for some reason, he's going to extend through. Appa happy to take that kill. Some pressure now onto the last remaining players of Andersen who are ahead of the play to see if he can break up this attempt over towards B. 55 seconds. A 6, now 7-life lead for Offutt to try to steal this offense, and they're getting the kills. They're going to jump this point. The 2-stack on top of it. You need something from 7 and 8. Wick and RJ, they have to activate.
What a read from Waz. That means that no spawn traps are going to be coming through. RJ does die from the top side of the plat. Flux slides around for the trade. There's still one player to worry about out of U-turn, and that would be Wick. He does take down Waz again from the spawn kill, so third segment's going to get locked away. 10 versus 6, though. Still doable with 40 on the clock.
Oh, yeah, this is winnable. And the fact that RJ stays alive makes it even more so. Everybody's going to post up for a second, down to 30 seconds. Sometime soon, you're going to have to make a play if you're Offutt, and Appa gets the timing of a lifetime. Finessing against the second play, gets the early shots. OC trades it, 3 versus 3 for the zone, and nobody has touched it just yet. Andersen, no lives remaining. But only 12 seconds. This is the difference. Mike's going to be in a corner. He's in a great spot to at least cut off this Arches player. Appa finds RJ, but the trade's back and forth. 6.7 seconds. 5 versus 2. Wick bleeding the clock. One more player to worry about. Big Mike turns back around. Waz ends up dropping. Can anybody get there? They do. It's all down to Wick. Such a hard battle to fight. A valiant effort, but Offutt take the offense.
Via the eliminations, though, so it didn't lock in that 6th segment. I think that's what's most important for all of Andersen's antics throughout all of that. If it does go down towards a round 5 for a defense, could be the difference, but obviously the consideration immediately goes to Andersen's requirement of converting now in offense. Very difficult to be able to win the opening round of a control, especially as an offensive team. You're going to do it, it's going to be on Hacienda, where you can deny a lot of nades and Semtex that splash damage throughout all the different fixtures that we do have on the map. But allowing that A zone to go so quickly just off of a couple trades through the upper hallways is just, I'm sorry, but it's inexcusable. Like, the transition all off of B to be able to lock down that zone was sublime out of Offutt. Gives them a distinct advantage here if the 2-0 lead in the series wasn't won already.
RJ's going to open up this next round for the offensive side at Andersen. They need an answer. They need it fast. One player slips the net for Waz. He's already into secret. Going to try to make a sneaky play to stop any attempt at these zones. And fortunately enough for Waz, he hasn't really had to show his card because the rest of the team doing a great job at limiting any chances.
Good secret being played there by Flux. Gonna find one of OC trying to cause more space forward. Boss also playing a corner. Had no business finding the second one off the red dot was given away, but still walking away with it half HP. Boss now up to 2 in a row. Combine that with Flux makes it 4. Everybody's tucked away inside some corners. Andersen are reeling. They trail by 4 lives. 30 seconds remain.
So you get corner from Flux. Is anybody going to be able to check this one? They don't. RJ walks right past him, and they're not the better for it. Flux finds 2. Splurging, turning around, relieving Big Mike of that forward presence. 4 in a row for Splurging. 4 in a row for Flux. Wazda and Appa taking care of anybody off of the respawn. And Andersen, 13 seconds. Good luck for this. RJ, he's going to jump over towards A, but he's got so much work to do.
We've seen this happen. Last-ditched efforts turn into something magical, but it won't be this one time. Wick's there to at least find a kill. Desperate hopping on top of something. Wow, what damage. Appa has to actually back down. Splurging should be there to find the kill. 5 seconds remain, and it's all just desperate. You hop on the zone where you can. Damage is going to be there for the trades in the end, but it is a full hold out of Offutt Air Force Base. They refuse to go down to Andersen, even with 2:10 on the clock. But trust me, you, Offutt are coming different in this championship bracket.
Yes, they are. Offutt, I mean, we expected this after their performance yesterday, but to this extent, I mean, Andersen, they had their chances in map 1 and map 2. Granted, they even had their chances all the way in the round 1 of this control, but as the series goes on, it just looks harder and harder. This is a team of Offutt that love to play off that momentum, and all of the momentum is just surging through their gameplay.
Tough scenes. Started reverse sweep in the control for the reverse sweep in the series. Not the first time that we've asked it all tournament long. May not be the last. We have seen it done before in Call of Duty Esports. Starts with this defense. It's got to be a good one. Big Mike for the first.
Big Mike does open it up, but it's a 2-for-2 trade. Splurging, he's going to get a chance now with the numbers. OC gets caught, and that opens up A. Last time it was gone so extremely fast. Do they get the triple stack yet again? Well, 2 players are here. It's an overextension. RJ walking right into the sights of Waz, tracking the players, trying to push through B. He repositions. The damage is good. Wick is the last one here. He gets a double kill. Not able to turn it into 3, but that is going to slow down this last segment. maybe give a chance for Big Mike to have a shot at this, but Splurging finds the kill. A-Zone doesn't get captured. Okay, it does. Appa, he puts it away.
Yep, very, very close, but look at this transition. You already have such a sufficient life lead. These exits are just about everything, but space already being provided. Offutt more than willing to call game here. They lost Flux over inside a bottom office, but that first segment is locked. RJ needs to find presence on the zone. He's not here alone. It's OZ. Top 250 Club shows up for the 3-piece in the feed.
Not done yet, says Wick. 15 playing 19. This is where you got to put your foot down. Players from Andersen trying to get some ground, trying to find some space around this one, and the timing might actually work off for a couple of kills. RJ gets in behind Splurging, but at the same time, Offutt are all around the map themselves. Waz goes down, so 2 players out of the mix, and the B zone is going to be touched. I'd expect it to draw some of these players away. Instead, Big Mike tries to make the play. He's going to get found out by Splurging, and over towards that B zone, Flux and Oppa, they get taken care of.
Yeah, they sure do. It's good space being held. Oh, Wick. Oh, man, you got to be careful. Your buddy, your backs are against the wall. You might be sent home after that one. Yeah, the Zemtex from Oppa's going to go ahead and seal the deal. 13 plays up against 13, though. What a swing of events. Andersen keeping Offutt on their heels, playing good corners, making good decisions, forcing them to take routes, but still winnable.
Very winnable. Flux trying to open up some lanes there. Long flank being developed by Waz all the way through Boathouse. He's going to get towards this office, towards this patio, try to get behind some of these players and give them another chance. Another 2 go down. So Waz, you're almost forced to make a play here, Andy. It's just, what is that play? Go towards Dark, get taken care of. RJ, see if you can open up a route through arches, but he's not going to find that second player.
No, he's not. Waz not going to check that corner. Oh, okay. I thought for a second if there was going to be a player for that belly shot, it would have been Waz. 5v8. Offutt. They had an 8 life lead off the transition from the A zone. Now they trail by 3. They did get that first segment at B. All they need is one good wave of gunfights.
Good 4th down, and that could be it. Wick's gonna have to back on down. Long flank from Splurging. Nobody's gonna read it, and OC gets caught off the respawn. No more respawns for Offutt as they're down to 3 members, but Andersen in the 4 versus 3. Trying to hold on to this map, trying to hold on to this series in general. This is your last chance. Appa, the nade. It's not going to connect. He is surrounded by players, not able to get another kill. That second tick does come in, but all you need is the round. All you need is a second chance.
Ooh, Flux, not going to be able to get it done. If he got that first kill cleanly, maybe he could be prepared for the top plat push for the trade. But it's going to go at least a round number 4 for Andersen. They stay alive. Offutt, they get 10 segments. Look, regardless, Andersen knew that they had to win one offense. Once you already go now 0-2, the segments are more than gone after being full held. So it's going to have to be the back-to-back offense, full-on reverse sweep to really start things off here for Andersen. But their chances are getting better. OC there just reaping the benefits from the ruckus that was being created by Wick. RJ started to show up here, 22 and 19. We just need more presence in the kill department out of Andersen. This becomes more and more doable. But the opening break-off, the most important.
Well, stuns up. OC needs to find a way through. It's an offensive round or a departure from Worlds. No other chances for Andersen Air Force Base as they do get a good set of kills. Flux is going to peel back from that spiral staircase, looking to blow up this attempt over towards A. At least going to find one, but the first segment does get secured. Wick top office, not able to find himself a double kill, and they did spot out Big Mike, so they know there's a player missing.
Question is where? On the A zone. No, at least one's down there. RJ does the hop up towards top secret before you can see his progress over at B. Big Mike's still alive down here, by the way. Almost gets the centering there onto Waz, but the first segment does get locked. Pressure now over towards B, surmounting numbers here for Andersen.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them go back over towards this A zone, but that second segment is going to get neutralized. 51 seconds, lives tied up in the Hacienda Ante, and this is where we're seeing offense starting to get their ground again. They were shaken up off the early break-off, but now they're getting those kills. Big Mike trying to do the fast play all the way around the fences, but 3 go down. Yeah,
they sure do. Arapa right there in the kill field. Snap back up. Wick's head rolling across secret. Here goes Offutt, quick off the sprint, looking for the respawners.
2 kills go down, 26 seconds. Here it is for Andersen to try to make a play over towards B. Good read from Waz, though, picking up the player on the flank. 3 go down as Oppa's going to clear out that B zone. One last player, it's Wick. Trying to hold this time with 18 seconds. He's got to go over. He's got to wrap around, but Oppa backs off of it. He doesn't want to fight. He knows they have a win condition, and that's going to be the time bank. Oppa on the repo. He's looking to call game yet again.
And he's around the A zone. It's going to be bottom office, and there's Oppa, the centering, 4 dead in the feed. Andersen sent packing. Offutt, Air Force Base, not done yet.
Our CONUS representatives, they may have fallen early in the regional championships. They didn't get a chance to show their merit versus the top teams towards that Friday and Saturday. But you go to Worlds, you have a little bit of a hiccup within the group stages. You go to play Cannon in day 1 of bracket, you looked great. You transition that into your lower bracket run. This team looks like they're hitting all of the right strides at all of the right times.
Now I'm hearing, Colin, we got ourselves ready for an interview with Oppa.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what he has to say. So let's bring Oppa into the interview booth. Let's pick his brain on what just happened at 3-0 Sweep, man. Big fans of you on the desk, might I just say. I mean, you were playing unreal. What changed for you across those first couple days into yesterday and today? Because you look like you're so comfortable in the server now.
Mainly it's just a lot of little small tweaks. I get Waz, he's a great leader, and so he kind of checks me and puts me in a good spot, and then just playing off him and then playing off Splurging and Flux, we pace pretty well together. So small tweaks.
Just an immediate quick hit question, and I'll ask you the bigger one follow-up. Big Sky Bison fan, are we, Oppa? Is that where the name comes from? Tell me it's an Avatar reference.
Big time.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I was making those references correctly on the broadcast, of course. Throughout all of the series, just to kind of piggyback off of what Colin was just talking about, like, you've been progressively getting better and better, mostly just in the slay department, but also just watching your arrow on the mini-map. I want to talk just about Waz as a leader as a whole, hearing it from your perspective, what the comms and leadership is like to assist in a 5-round sweep in a Hacienda Search and Destroy.
I mean, Michael Waz will look at us and say, "What are you guys doing?" And then we tell him, and then he corrects us, and then we make those adjustments mid-map, and I think that's what makes us a pretty caliber team. So,
love to hear that, man.
I love it indeed. And up next, I mean, you guys play Buckley. So everything just ramps up yet again for you guys. I mean, yesterday you stepped up to Cannon. You took them to a game 5. Did you guys learn anything from that loss from Cannon that you will be taking into towards today that might show towards a team like Buckley?
Yeah, we're going to check for the defuses. We
Sorry.
got Ninja defused one of those rounds, so pretty tough. But also challenging things smart and not just throwing bodies. That's what's going to win us the game. So.
For sure. I mean, that's definitely something I think a lot of people need to learn that we've been watching across the past couple days. But, we appreciate you for coming on, Oppa. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the stream? Anybody you'd like to shout out to?
As always, I mean, thanks, leadership. Thanks for having me. And shout out to my beautiful fiance. So.
I love that. Thank you, Oppa. Thank you. We'll hope to see you back later.
Yes, sir.